and Twitch. International Master William Paschall. We're going to get the board up, and just bear with me while I get set up here. Getting started a few minutes early. Okay, this is a simul stream, so we're going to be playing 25 players simultaneously on lichess.org. Let me get my video up. You guys can see me talking. Alright, that's a little too big. We're going to make it reasonably sized. And we're going to get started in like 2 minutes here. Okay. Okay guys, so started a couple minutes early to give people time to I buy chess lessons from yourself if I wasn't broke. Twitch Internet Chess. That is a great compliment. It's a thought that counts, my friend. Okay guys, we're going to get started in like 2 minutes. I'm going to start taking entries here. Welcome everyone, Move 11, Internet Chess, Twitch Internet Chess. I do offer lessons. You guys can also check out my YouTube channel for free lessons. Video chess training on YouTube is my channel. I'm in the process of moving to the US for like 2 months for the summer, by the way. So guys, this will be my last European stream for 2 months. From next week, exactly one Sunday from now, should be my next stream from the United States. I think on Saturday the 2nd of July. So I had a shave. I did shave today, but you didn't know that. Good psychic call, Arsenal fan Richie. But we did stream a couple times last week, and I wasn't Shaggy Lumberjack at that time either. We are going to start in a minute here. It's 25 players, 40-40 time control. So I just want to caution everyone that if you want to play, don't really sign up unless you're sure you can commit to playing for 2 or even 3 hours for the longest games. This is a long simul. It's 40 minutes plus 40 seconds per move. And when you add that some extra time for me, believe it or not, it can actually add up to 3 hours. So it's like almost like a tournament game. Basically, time control like a kind of fast tournament game. Alright, without further ado, let's get this puppy started. 40-40, 20 minutes extra. Random colors. You know, traditional simuls are usually white on all boards. Am I playing in any tournaments in the US? Not at this time. Anything is officially on the schedule. I would consider it, but I'm not playing in anything certain. Okay, let me grab some of these challengers here. Lord Jesus Christ, he's new. Move 11, Snowball, Ayeste, Arsenal fan, Internet Chess. Let me just make sure everyone has like at least an established rating of 50 games or more. That's my only really requirement. But everyone has established ratings, so there should be no problem here. There's no question marks next to anybody's ratings. Yeah, so Move 11, I don't know. You know, I kind of toyed with the idea of playing in the US Open in Virginia, but it's a really, really slow tournament, like 1 round a day, and I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, the most likely scenario with it, I might play the Continental Open, which is in Massachusetts, in like a month or so. Like what is it? It's like 6 or 7 rounds. Bakwich, I think I've played them before. Okay, Cosine 180 Lilienthal, former Hungarian Grandmaster. Sol Tigo. This is new player. Bunch of new players. Clash Kid we know. There's a whole bunch of new guys though. I've only got room for 25 players, so we got 20 already. 21. We're gonna get started very quickly. Morning pushing wood. Alright, dude. Francesco Super. There are no provisional guys. It's awesome. I hate to like refuse the people who have like less than 50 games, but Occasionally I get trolls who want to, like, you know, use a computer and make me look stupid or something. So they make a new account just for that purpose. Okay, Kavalex is a new account. I'm not going to accept that, unfortunately. So, Yule. Kavalex, it's just a totally new account. I really asked everyone have 25 games, or 50 games, sorry. 25 or 50. We're waiting for one more player. I'm just going to type in good luck, dude. Our moderator, I don't think, is here. Blue Crow. Hang my sack. Alright, dude. That's number 25. Let's get started. Without further ado. Okay. I've been suffering from a really, like, long, ongoing problem with coughing, but it seems like, cross my fingers, my asthmatic cough is finally going away. Monkey pushing wood. Got, like, multiple wood pushers. There's, like, morning pushing wood or something. What did he say? It's monkey pushing wood. Am I confused? I thought somebody else had a similar name. Alright, hang my sack. I'm just going to stick to my normal tournament repertoire here, not get too fancy. I have a tendency to get in time pressure, so we're going to keep it simple today. I'm going to play my normal standard repertoire. With white, I'm pretty flexible. I play a lot of different stuff. Hang my sack. I'm facing B3 here. So, King's Indian, Nimzo Indian, Sicilian. We can throw in some other stuff. Maybe a Caro-Kann. With black. With white, I'm mixing it up. Lilienthal. Let's play a D5. Scandinavian. Super Sebi. What am I thinking about there? Guys, I haven't played all day. This is my first chess game today. So I'm a little slow on the uptake. It's going to take me a little while to get warmed up here, basically. I might do something weird in the first few moves because I haven't played chess all day. But hopefully not too weird. I've been preparing for my trip to the USA, so I'm leaving this week. Kind of a big deal to go somewhere for like 2 months. So did I follow the Paris? Are you talking about Paris Grand Chess Tour? I didn't really follow it closely. I only checked the results. I don't think I saw more than 1 or 2 games. I noted that Magnus won the wait a minute. Which did he win now? Rapid, right? Rapid is done, and they're playing Blitz now. And Vacher Legrave was in first at last glance. Always this knight f3, man. Such an annoying first move for black. You know, I have to face it too. And I really have to agree with you on that, Clash Kid. It's, you know what? It's just as annoying for people who play it to face it with black as well. I was thinking, like, maybe I should start playing something really weird, like knight f3, d6, knight f3, d6, like, and then bishop g4, for something like to kind of take people out of their book. Okay, the c3 Sicilian, one of the banes of my existence. Let's try knight f6. I like playing against the Trompowsky. Oddly enough, the Trompowsky was an opening I had a very bad score against until I finally settled on a good system. The reason why I have trouble with the c3 Sicilian is because I kept changing what I play all my life. Instead of just like settling into like one system, I've played like 6 different systems. Never really learning them well enough. Yeah, well, I like replying with c5 to knight f3 to c5 with c5 as well, cosine 180, but you know, the symmetrical English, it just isn't all that dynamic, unfortunately. You know, I play a lot of it. Here I go again. That's my normal repertoire. That's why I'm playing this. Not gonna let Clash Kid, because it is hard for me to play so many games simultaneously. I'm gonna stick to Stick to my guns. I'm able to play faster if I'm able to crank out the opening moves a little bit fast. And I can't do that when I'm having to think very deeply on the first 5 moves. Alright. I have had a tendency to get into very bad time pressure. I do ask you guys to try to take your time. I can't force you to not play for time, but the main purpose of the simul is really to help play some serious games, get some good practice. And, you know, I appreciate when we don't get carried away and act like the object is to, like, win on time. But, obviously, it's up to you guys at the end of the day. We had 2 almost mirror image games there. It's kind of freaking me out. Awfully strange those guys are sitting next to each other. Just kidding. Wow, that is so strange. We had 3 Sicilians in a row with the exact same position. Yesterday, we had this before this week, right? No, it wasn't you. It was somebody else. I think somebody else. You know what? If he wants to play e4, I don't care. Luciano, the best. Oh, yeah. Well, Magnus is known to play the... You know, he's known to play the London system now. It's not a surprise anymore. And it's become a world trend. I never thought I'd see the day when the London system was the most trendy opening in the world. That means that we're running out of interesting things to do, probably. Probably, like, the most boring opening in the world. The London system. Alright, let's try to do something aggressive there against that Leningrad Dutch. If I play the Dutch, I think it will be the Leningrad as well. I've been trying to talk myself into it for some time, but it's going to require a lot of preparation to play, you know, the Dutch defense. Yeah, man. I mean, in 30 years of playing chess, I've never seen the London system trendy as it is now. I mean, literally. It's just always been like a solid club opening. Magnus has changed all that. Actually, not just Magnus, though. I mean, Kamsky, I think, had a pretty big influence on it as well, using it on a regular basis. So it's kind of a combined effort by several players. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here with Ayeste. Try something provocative like c6. Something new. Arsenal fan Richie said, I went to the toilet and asked my missus to play knight f3 while I was gone, and she played bishop d3. You know why that's so funny, Arsenal fan? Because the dude on the next board did the same exact thing. It's really strange. Like, maybe he was influenced by your spouse as well. It's like, what are the chances of that, you know? Like, she had an influence on more than one game at the exact same time. It's unreal. Jane Peskov here with a very ultra early c4. Looks extremely premature to do that, but I don't think I can refute it outright. The bishop b5 check. Most players play bishop d7, but I like to actually play knight b d7 better. Here we've got a strange move order in the Smith-Morra type of thing. King's Indian. Now another symmetrical English. Or I could play e3 as well there. Let's try that. I'm a little bored with symmetrical English. I get so many symmetrical Englishes. Rook a7, queen a8, and try to look cool. Oh, you mean against the London system? Yeah, you can forget about that. I mean, you know, the double fianchetto type of setup is good, but I have the same position, or am I tripping here? Why do I have the same exact position? Do I have the same exact position on 2 different boards, or did my move just not go on that last board? I'm not sure. But now cosine 180 goes into the Grunfeld. which is bad because he's 2400. He's reached the rating limit for playing in my simul. He's technically over the 2400 barrier. Alright, let's play something interesting. I don't normally play bishop f4, but I wanted to kind of vary. And now Ayeste. I'm like trying to get something kind of unusual going on here. It's a weird Pierts. Pierts. I like saying Pierts. You know, most people think it's Pierk. But I guess Pierts was... I guess he was like Slovenian, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. It's not Pirk. We got a couple London systems. Let's try one of each. One G6 and one C6. Aldisto. 2300. He's saying the Alekhine variation. Aliakhin. But bishop e2 right away on move 2. I think Aliakhin played it like knight f3, bishop e2. I think there are some games this is a sort of system White can do. Just another weird closed Sicilian, basically. Okay, Sergey. So guys, this is my last stream until next week. Yule with c6 now. He could play d6 and e5. I don't really like the idea of that happening. Okay, Clash Kid ironically had the exact same position as the next guy in my list. We've got a Smith Mora. This is, what is this? A normal bishop f4 Grunfeld. Bishop f4 is just a really solid way to play against the Grunfeld. Nothing special. Not really dangerous for black. Super Sebi with bishop f4 against the King's Indian. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to deal with this. I can play d5 and transpose to the Grunfeld. I think I like c5. Alright. So just keep in mind, guys, no stream this week until next Sunday. Don't look forward to seeing me. I will see you guys in about a week. Double fianchetto. That's pretty cool. Alright. Der Dodo. We'll play a hedgehog. And now move 11 with not classical, but advanced variation against the Karo Khan. Oh man, I don't know. I think we had this once before. 97 is the trendy move. I don't really know the theory too well, but I'll try it. Now against Ayeste, I'm sort of like wondering why I played c6. Wanted to play b5 maybe down the line, but it doesn't necessarily fit in just here. Bishop g4 is interesting. Just developing a piece. This Trompowski, it's like a reverse. Arsenal fan, it's not so bad, bishop d3. Maybe you can learn something from your spouse. Espousing. Are you sure you're not just taking credit for... What do I want to do here exactly against this pseudo Kopek system? Alright. Yes, Victor Palacios. My favorite move myself. I prefer bishop g5 to bishop b5. And, okay. We will play this bizarre variation. Now h3, knight f3. We're going to chop this guy off. Francesco. Alright, bishop g5 here. This is a pretty rare move, but it seems fine for white. So Monkey Pushing Wood is playing similar to Arsenal fan, but he didn't put his knight on f3. Slightly different business. Yeah. whatever. Alright. Symmetrical English. I like d4. In the Caro-Kann, either knight e7 or knight c5. Well, cosine, you also have to include knight d7. Also a major move. So there's pretty much everything is played in that line. The advanced variation is kind of the main line of the Caro-Kann now. Lilienthal, I don't think I've played that variation in like 20 years in a tournament game. A little bit less, maybe around 1999 I had a game. I'm not sure though, I think that went differently. I had a game in the Australian Masters in 1996 with a guy named Eddie Levi. That variation, not really dangerous. Alright, main line here against Snowball. In the variation I play myself with black. And cosine goes and plays c5, which is, well, I guess it's like main move, right? c5. Let's see. Internet chess, have we done this already a few times, or is it just my imagination? Maybe b6. Try something a little different than my usual. Now, Yule, who I've not played before, he's looking like he's trying to play e5 to oust my knight from f4. So I think I almost have to play d5 to keep it locked down. It's probably a theoretical position. So I try to chatter and talk about the games, but at some point I'm going to have to kind of speed it up. It's amazing how Super GMs play like 2 pawns down in the advanced Caro and still end up winning. That's a pretty general comment. 2 pawns down in any position. Why do you say the advanced Caro? I know I have an advanced Caro, but I don't see a 2-pawn sacrifice in my immediate future. So Queen A5 here. Let me remember what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to take, or Rook C1. I guess Rook C1. Okay, Sergey. Kind of an unusual line he played there in my King's Indian. This SXPG, sort of a weird move, Bishop B5 we encounter from time to time. And now Super Sebi played E3, which I'm kind of happy to see, to be honest. Lord Jesus Christ is provisional, but only in classical chess. He's got ratings in both Blitz and Bullet from China. I'm gonna stick with my rep. At the moment, I'm playing kind of. Okay, so move 11 goes knight h4. It's very slow move, and I'm happy to see that. I really don't mind if you want to grab my bishop. Again, my game with Eddie Levi looked like this, I think, 20 years ago. Did manage to win that against the Australian player. Alright, Bishop E2 now. That looks kind of passive for white, but still, it's solid. He's playing like a reverse Queen's Gambit, almost. Queen B6. It could be kind of dangerous for me to try to grab a pawn here. It's safer to just like develop as actively as possible. Aldo's still playing a weird form of Grand Prix attack with the bishop on E2. And Ayeste, I don't know what I was expecting to play. I mean, bishop E2 looks perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. What am I doing here? Strange Peert's defense. Don't know that I really like my game. in this one. Queen c7 is interesting. This could get a bit odd. C4 right away. Bishop takes f3. Bishop takes f3. D takes c. B takes c. He takes my pawn on d4 with a knight. That's pretty weird. I have a check on a4. Oh, does that win for me? It's pretty darn close. Check on a4, queen d7. You know what? I mean, I'm thinking this is actually playable. And now, Luciano. It's been years since I played this line with white. I guess we'll transpose to normal theory. Guys, it's kind of hard for me to keep up with all the chat while I'm playing, so just be patient. Francesca with e4. I don't think I've ever faced that in this type of position before. It's interesting. F3 from SXPG. Also a new move for me to have to face. I don't see any way to exploit that per se. We'll go to dragon mode. Anyway, this is like a standard London system. Coming out of the opening. Okay. Now here we're sacking a pawn, but I don't know that it's a real pawn sack. We're taking back with the pawn. If he tries to win a pawn, bishop takes f3, bishop takes f3, knight takes d4, queen a4 check. Looks better for white. Yeah. I think it's like a pseudo pawn sack. You will play queen b6. Which, while not a terrible move, just feels like he's developing his queen a little bit prematurely. And Victor Palacios is following the recommended theory there. So anyway, Der Dodo. Alright guys, most of the openings here look pretty straightforward. Now I don't know, knight c5 or knight b6. Maybe knight b6 would transpose to my game with Eddie Levi. I could even play b4, but I don't love that too much. Knight c5, knight e5. Knight takes b3, a takes b3, knight takes d5, queen somewhere like h5. Looks a little bothersome. Maybe I'll go with this. So a4 for Maeste. I'm actually kind of happy to see that move. Not overly, combative. Ape and Super Shape says, what are you talking about? No, he said 2 out of 3 would be nice. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Ahoy. So I'm not going to guess at it. Now knight on bd7, developing a piece. In the event of e5, I play knight h5. I guess. Is that even good for me? I could also take on f3 and then play e5. I'm gaining a tempo. Giving up my white squared bishop for I don't know what here. I haven't really played this right. This early queen c7, bishop g4 doesn't feel right for black. Knight bd7, e5, knight h5, takes, queen e3 check. That's not good. Yeah, maybe I should just keep it simple. Give up the bishop. I don't really like that, but I think that's the best I can do at this time. Rook e8 from Sergey. Sergey is not committing himself in the center in any way. Maybe we'll grab the bishop pair here. Again, the same line. I mean, why does everybody play bishop b5? It's such a strange move. I just can't figure it out. They just like to throw it out there. Knight f6, and we've got more center. More of the center here. Just e3 or bishop b2. There's a normal move. The same variation we have on the other board. We've got 3 or 4 of similar positions. And now Aldisto. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I mean, we could play anything. Knight f6, e6, d6, even knight h6. He likes to close Sicilian, let's just say that. It's really, really hot here. I hope you guys aren't disturbed by the fan. Oh, the English football. Alright. Bishop g4. Luciano, this is... I think it's a strange move in a way. I just play h3. You can't really afford to give up that piece. SXPG. Queen d2. He's playing like it's the dragon, but it's not really the dragon. I don't want to waste time here. I was thinking about rook c8 actually. You could always use a rook on the c file. This is a very bad move by Gians. Giving up a strong piece on d4, bringing a pawn toward the center. I could take with the bishop, but being a lower rated player, I'd like to play for a win. Snowball played e6, which is an old variation. Playable. And there, Dodo. Now with d5, and I'm on my own. I've never faced this before. Certainly looks playable for black. Not really sure what I'm supposed to do around this point. Knight e5. You can even play c5. This is strange. I've never faced this. Okay, the move order probably wasn't that accurate for me, so maybe I let him get away with something here. Double fianchetto, Queen's Indian should be basically fine for black. No, I've got the window closed because it's raining, but it's extremely, extremely hot in the room, so that's my problem. We've got a really, really hot temperature with very little ventilation where I'm at right now. Got the fan on. Alright, what are we doing here? Arsenal fan gave up his strong point on e4, I guess. The alternative was e5, but after knight g4 it's hard to hang on to that pawn. I once had a game against the late Danny Kopek, inventor of the so-called Kopek system. Similar game. f3. But monkey f3, you know, that looks a bit weird. I mean, wouldn't it be better to play like d3 if you want to maintain the center? Okay, it's playable for white. You can always play like bishop a4 later on, perhaps. So SXPG. Too much noise from the neighbors. Have to close the door. Strange dragon with bishop outside the pawn chain on b5 SXPG. I don't know. I mean, who's that favoring here? Right. Now we're going to play a ready system. Snowball plays bishop f8. Now, like bishop a3, I think. It's a very known position from ages ago. In that Caro-Kann-Panov ancient variation. It's supposed to be slightly better for white. So we managed to establish a stronger center against Jane Peshkov here. Jean or Jane. Jean. I'm not good with French pronunciations, please forgive me. No training in the French language at all, as you might have guessed. We need to get developed. Seems weird. It's a Queen's Gambit reversed. I guess I'm supposed to play Queen d3 here, technically. Okay, so Luciano goes bishop e6 when okay, black's not really threatening anything per se. You could play bishop g5. He refused to double my pawns on c3. Knight g5 for me here. I don't think that really does anything for white. You know, I'm kind of unsure about that. We'll try to keep it simple. Arsenal fan Richie hates his position. That's a good sign. A good sign. H4, H5 for white now. Against Ewell. I'm kind of reticent to do that. With his queen on b6 and stuff. I could play bishop e3, queen takes b2, bishop d4 here as a pawn sack. Very, very interesting. It might be a pawn sack for me, but it might be a queen sack for black. The problem is he could also do maybe like bishop d4, or queen b4, excuse me. Bishop, queen, it's all the same. Queen b4. My intuition tells me I should just castle and play this position in a normal fashion. Here, I was really hoping to fianchetto my dark squared bishop to negate his threats on the file. First, let's solidify our structure a little bit. Oh, Der Dodo blundered. The natural move, but a terrible blunder because I have knight moves and we win a bishop here. Luckily. He had to take with the bishop, that was my basic idea. Now, we stand better in this game. What to do? Naturalish moves. So hang my sack. He's going with bishop g5 and now b4. They're all very aggressive moves, but I just feel like I have my doubts about the combination of bishop g5 and b4. Feels like it's a little apples and oranges style. But needless to say, probably has some dangerous threats. Don't see the connection between b4 and bishop g5. I don't think those moves are well coordinated. One or the other would be interesting, but doing them together, maybe mixing systems, as they say. Alright, let's not get in too bad of time pressure here. I have exactly 3 minutes 28 seconds for each game. Right, that's what it comes down to. What are we going to do now? D5 or D6? Internet Chess likes to put his knight on E5. I've kind of negated that by not playing my pawn to D5. Interesting, though. I still need a plan, though. He's going to play C4 sooner or later. What are we going to do? I mean, we're going to have to play something eventually here. We could just trade pieces. I think this is actually not a bad idea when you have less space. Yeah, it's like 3 minutes a move, something along those lines. I could actually exchange on F3 here. Maybe not. Yeah, the bishop on F3 might actually become kind of strong. Okay, Arsenal fan. He doesn't like his position, he said. He's giving us some tells. Maybe it's a fake tell. I believe him. It's not as bad as it looks, probably. You're just not comfortable with this type of position you got. That's what I'm going to take away from this. Alright, it looks like a C3 Sicilian. It's not that easy for me either, to be honest with you. What the heck? I'm like drawing arrows and stuff. Mainline London system. Super Sebi played B3, which looks a little weird with the bishop on F4. With my B6 would be more justified. Alright, anyway, he's trying to keep the tension. At least I can fianchetto my bishop there. Finally, some release of tension, Luciano. And then Ayeste doing... You know, I did this against Vadim Milov once, and I was like, why? Why am I trading my dark squared bishop? I like made the move, and I was like, wait a minute. Why am I trading my good bishop for his bad bishop? Alright, so G6 takes with tactics for Francesco. I wanted to play G6, but I can't do it. Which is really pissing me off here. We have to go out on a limb, so to speak. Just that he has pawn takes pawn. Oh, man. Alright, I guess I have to play bishop e7 there. Clash Kid. I wonder if I played b3, no. Just took a lot of time to get to a book position against Clash Kid. A really, really standard book position that I play almost every single day. Just getting out of the pin. Trying to be practical here. Snowball played bishop d7, threatening knight a5. Once again, this is like an ancient line. Alright, let's get out of here. And cosine 180. This is like gotta be a main line. Although I don't know that variation all that well. Right, we just traded pieces because we have less space against internet chess. An interesting move from Sergey. Rook b8, he's just defending his pawn, I guess. Aldisto with knight a3. And, so I have knight c4 with SXPG here, leaving him somewhat short of squares, but not that short of squares. We should think about doing an exchange sacrifice. Looks pretty dynamic for black. White castle queen side. Right, ultra aggressive. And I might consider castle queen side as well. Maybe we should nail down the dark squares first. Is he threatening f4 in this position? Where do I want to put my queen? Maybe knight h5. Possible sacrifices for white. Man, I'm wasting a lot of time here. Okay, this is the dark square bishop exchange. I don't think it's really correct there. And now hang my sack. Playing queen b3. There's no sacrifices for white in this position. I could even play b5. But I think that move might ultimately only serve to kind of weaken my own position. Now, Bakwich took on c6. I can take on here. He takes on d8. I take on d3. I'm supposed to just take back. I think I had this position recently. Snowball. Snowball playing, once again, like a kind of slightly rare line. We got another guy taking on c6. And the main move is castles. I play that position for white too. I was thinking to sack the exchange here, but there is a problem. I mean, I don't know, maybe there isn't a problem. I only live once. Now, I was looking at this a while back. I think bishop b3 is the move that's considered best by theory. Lord Jesus Christ, playing like Jan Elvest against me. I don't expect like the average, I don't know, 1600 bullet player to start playing like Jan, but that's the case here. We have an Elvest attack basically, and I'm not real thrilled about it. I wasn't paying close enough attention when I played bishop b2, I guess. This could be a problem. We've actually played 4 times before. I was so long ago I forgot. So this is actually recommended. A5 is it's a kind of standard line. 20 years ago I saw Jan do it. He crushed some 2300 or something. But it just looks very reasonable. You know, you get the pawn back if I try to take it. If not, you can wedge the pawn on a3. It's a little uncomfortable for white to decide what to do here. I haven't wandered into this position previously. I was thinking if I take on a4, things could get pretty strange. Now let's see what happens. So Lilienthal, he's just played a3, which is a very conservative move. Now Internet Chess offering to trade more pieces here. If I go d5, it seems like it should be okay for me to play d5 in this position. No, then he takes and plays knight e5 or something. It's also probably okay for me. I could also retreat my bishop back to b7. Let's try it. If I do that though, c4, feels like I'm wasting time. Okay. Black just played h6 and queen d7. Kind of a weird combination of moves there. Got very good dark squares here against Ayesta. He's trying to play queen d6, I guess. And Luciano. Well, there is the long diagonal. That's the main point. Against Bakwich, I don't think he can defend b2 and f2 simultaneously. You know, I just hope I don't walk into some kind of poison pawn thing. I had a game very similar to this. Queen b6, queen d2, queen takes b2, rook b1, queen a3. When they could have played, yeah, I think this is some weird variation where they could have played that and they didn't in some obscure game from like Sweden or something. Queen b6, queen d2, queen takes b2, rook b1. And White has some compensation after like queen a3, knight b5. White didn't pull the trigger on this like potential sacrifice or something. I could just be misremembering, but I think I played g6 here. And now back to a standard, super standard position for Super Sebi. I have knight e4. That just looks good. And Snowball is, he's playing like a lot like a game I saw in Zalakarosh. My friend Alex Manea played with White. It's looking an awful lot like his game with Bianca Havanese. Oh yeah, I mean it's awfully similar. Knight g5, then knight e4, and we're stepping into some good territory. Looks too dangerous for black to do that. Yeah, here. What now, like rook b1? Okay, this move was not on my radar because it loses a piece. Yep. Wow, that's too weird. That's almost the same position as from the other game. It's really starting to freak me out. Alright. We sacked the exchange here, but we've got no... Well, knight c4 first? Or do we want to go queen a4? Again, how am I going to develop my king side there? Mubat says, what uptime? Milos Kirstic. Something with knight a6. Sorry guys, I'm a little busy to check the chat very often. Bishop e3. Yeah, my problem with bishop e3 wasn't queen takes b2. It was like queen b4 hitting my c pawn. But maybe I shouldn't have been afraid of that. Now there's a problem, like bishop e3, queen b4, and queen d3, knight c5. Probably. So we'll just play some sort of ordinary move there. Cosine 180, castling into it. The discovery from hell. No, it's not so scary, I know. This is a very equal position. And now Francesco played queen e3 against me. Not sure where he's going. I'd actually like to trade queens. We actually have a lot of moves here. Bishop c5 looks kind of nasty. Just driving his queen back to a really, really passive position. And now this is reverse Tartakover, like reverse Queen's Gambit of some kind. Very, very boring position. Unfortunately, not a whole lot for me to do here. We're just a tiny bit better. Yeah, this is... it's almost like the other game. I swear this is the position I had once before. Like, exactly. Interesting. Okay, c3. The big clamp. It's a form of big clamp system for white. They call the big clamp. I lost to George Zuhl, German IM, in a Bermuda Open once. He did something like this, but like more direct, like an early d3 type of setup. Zuhl, like the god from Ghostbusters. c3, yeah, he's gonna be doing annoying d4 type of stuff. So, I'm afraid I have to go into some kind of really perversely closed position. d4, take queen b6 in some lines. It'll be like a French or something. I don't know how I can keep the tension here for black is what I'm trying to say. How can I keep a kind of tense position without locking the center? My friends are very vocal. We're not that vocal, are we, today? The fan. Oh, my fans. It's so loud, man. It's deafening. It's not loud, you're just ultra sensitive. There can be many reasons for that. Man, bishop d7 is a good move by Luciano. I don't know if I have anything here. I'm a little disturbed by this. Maybe we have to go for it with like f4. Just first rook b1. This is such a boring position. Gosh, what am I going to do? Alright, Super Sebi, what are you doing there? And against Richie, we have a good game. White has kind of passive Philidor-like setup. Now bishop d7, bishop e3, queen b4. Still I have nothing. Bishop e3, queen b4. Hitting my pawn. It's got like really loopy looking Dutch. But reasonable. Man, his queen almost gets trapped there. Can he really do that? Bishop e3, queen b4, knight d3. Goodness. b3, queen takes knight. Yeah, he doesn't get trapped. With my knight on d3, bishop on e3, and then I do like rook c1, he has no squares for his queen. I could also bishop e3, b3, knight d3, queen takes c4, b3. But then he goes over to like g4. No, wait a second. Yeah, he's got g4 available. And I have a perpetual. Or I don't know. Maybe I just have to change the move order here to do knight d3 first. No time to think about it anymore. Okay, this position got a little dry. I want to get my rook off the long diagonal. But Sergey's really solid. Now time starts to become a factor. d4. Alrighty, should I take on c3 at some point here? That's the million-dollar question. Well, kind of a tough call. We'll just castle first and then decide, I guess. I think I should just overrun black at this point, you know, with like e4, e5, shouldn't I? Probably should have done it before, or at least considered it a little bit earlier. Kind of waited too long to pull the trigger on this. Looks like Super Sebi is getting crushed. Um, Alright. Super Sebi just like lost his central pawn, which looks very important. And here I was thinking about f4. It's a little nutty though. You know, maybe it would be better to reserve our options. After f4, I don't know. My dark squares just sort of fall apart, so it's not such a great idea. But I don't know what to do without playing f4. I don't have any breaks anymore. It's a little weird. We have a very bad bishop now. Okay, move 11. Very long ponderation. And he's got f6, bishop h5 check type of stuff. Probably f6, not a really good idea here. I could do it, technically. It looks extremely dangerous. Not my first choice. Alright, Arsenal fans trying to play... Looks like he's trying to play d4, I want to say. Maybe we'll just mess with him a little bit. Tooks, new word, tooks. Bostwick, I want to say Bizquick. Bosquich took on e5, which makes life a little more relaxing for both sides. Now Mr. Hang My Sack is threatening stuff with e5. So we have to make a queen move. Either c7, or we could even play bishop d7 actually. Playable, isn't it? It's going to start piling up on my... He could start piling up. If queen c7, no, I have knight b5, knight a5. Gian's. Like Gian. Where are you from? United Kingdom. That's not in France. Okay. We're in there, man. Coming for a visit. Now the center looks like it's getting out of control here for white. Maybe... Actually, like, what would have happened if he had taken my pawn on f3 in this position? That's kind of a disturbing thought. Okay. Maybe I just had blundered like the previous move there. We're going to go with the massive center. And Yule just played c5, which looks wrong. Totally changed the entire character of the position. Like he takes some of his own counterplay away with that move. Although I don't have anything, you know, like I can do to him immediately. I also have to watch out for tricks involving bishop takes c3, it appears. Maybe I need to think a little bit here before I make a hasty move. Knight a4 is even interesting. Nah, losing too much control of the center. Alright, we got to move a little bit faster. Like to see the trade of queens there. Clash Kid played this Watson-Donaldson Gambit variation. My theory on this is not really up to date. I'm just going to decline it, because I don't even remember what I'm supposed to do if I take it. Alright, anyway. We're going to speed up the process, basically. Very solid game there. White's fishing around for something here, Lilienthal. I never got to meet Lilienthal. That's a regret of mine. I mean, I had the opportunity quite a bit, and I even joked about maybe like doing an interview with him, but I ended up not ever really doing anything. Alright. So, king is in the center in a good place. And now we could take either way, either. Black is getting majorly pushed back here. I don't know. This is really not something I thought through very deeply when I just went ahead and played this move, but we're gonna think about this e3 bishop, huh? This is actually similar to some lines in the c3 Sicilian, Richard. Ricardo. Alright. Anyway. d3. Kind of glad to see that. You know, that's less threatening than d4. Man, this doesn't look good for white. Super Sevi having a bad day. Yule is starting to chop off my bishop, my knight with his bishop, with the cheapo. Cheapo in the house. In the ultra solid game. Okay, Clash Kid is... it's like book, I guess. It's about equal in that one. Lord Jesus Christ thought a long time and then played d5. Alrighty then. I don't really know what's going on. He's like temporarily down a pawn, but it's not like a pawn I'm going to be able to keep, I think, for a very long time. We got this standard London system here, which is very, very everyday type of stuff. He is threatening e4, perhaps. So there is a problem with that. We play the Nigel Short variation, a6. We go with the dark square blockade, kind of standard position against Ayeste. And move 11 took on g6, which releases the tension here. Goodness gracious. Can't say I predicted that move. But I feel like Snowball, who's very tactical, kind of had that prepared or something. It's very strange, like this guy. It's very awkward to play against him. He plays like pure tactics, always. Feel like knight g5 was a blunder because of this move, queen f4. Maybe I just have to admit my mistake and go home. I've given this lecture before, but sometimes the best thing to do is just admit you made a mistake. And people have a hard time doing that, and it's understandable. b5 is not possible. Okay, so we got dark square weaknesses we're going to try to exploit here against Ricard. This one looks good. We caught him trying to get weird with queen e3, but now his pieces are seriously problematic. Yet I still need to resolve my development, like my king safety. Not really sure. Maybe queen f6. Okay, so queen c7. I think white just has a slight advantage here. He's still not castling. Like, what is black doing about that castle situation? Okay, anyway, it's best not to spend too much time. In the simul situations, it's really problematic. What am I going to do about knight e5, for example? Just take it. Oh my god. I was wondering, like, what's happening here. Okay. That's alright. It looks like a good exchange sacrifice. It's a good thing I saw that. My first major hallucination or oversight today. Just totally overlooked 96. Goodness. That's a major square. Tense game here. I need to play c5 somehow. Objectively. And the immediate c5 allows knight b5, which could be devastating. So it's time to just start making natural moves. Right. We've got the standard dragon. And here, eventually he's going to get my pawn back and just have a better structure. Unless I can play knight c3 and kind of mess with him. But in the meantime, it's sort of hard to come up with a plan. I'm just going to try to play quickly. Endgame. Maybe queen b6 right away. Against Francesco, I think castling queenside felt like a safer place. Okay, knight e5. It's the minority attacks. But he's got this a6 pawn of mine is hanging now. Alright. But now I can castle. You know, maybe SXPG actually made a mistake. I mean, maybe he shouldn't let me castle there. And Lilienthal definitely taking a risk. Letting me play c4, shut down his pieces, but at the same time, I don't know. Papers fell off the desk. Magically, like a ghost. Did it. Yeah, Lord Jesus Christ, I kind of like the way he played this. I mean, what am I supposed to do here with white? Don't really see my plan. I'm going to lose my pawn back with an inferior structure. I don't really have much to do. Maybe knight c3. That could get weird too. Alright, I didn't expect that move from Internet Chess. Guys, thanks for joining me here for my simul. I'd like to just remind everyone I have a YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. If you want to check it out, Aldisto playing a pretty weird type of close Sicilian setup here. Somewhat annoying. Don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that queen coming to h4, threatening primitive attacks. I don't have any activity. It's another player, like a guy on my regular stream, who only seems to like closed positions. They sort of force closed positions on you. And there's like it's very hard when you're black to, you know, avoid being forced into a closed position. That's my problem. It's like so I guess they traded queens. Soltigo, you know what, dude? I mean, I don't mind taking back with the c pawn. It's insipid. But I don't like it with the pawn on a4. You know, I mean, it doesn't look quite right. If your pawn wasn't on a4, I could see doing that for a draw, but I don't like it, you know, with your pawn on a4. It looks like the squares there are kind of weak. b4 square in particular. You're normally supposed to take back the other way. No, I don't know what's going on here. We have very good control of the center. The center. But I am getting a kind of time pressure. So white wins the exchange, but he gives me a devastating pass pawn there. Okay, things are going to get ugly because of time, unfortunately. This is pretty weird. Putting my queen where? d6, knight c4. Just handing him a tempo seems pretty strange, like a strange thing to do. Cosine, why are you on move 10, dude? Let me ask you that question. I mean, are you purposely like taking too long for your moves, or how are you only on move 10? Actually, this position I'm not sure about. It looks really good for white, but it's probably a position where I need to be a little bit accurate. Okay, this is just slightly better for black. Maybe I should take with the bishop. Seems strange to do that. I don't know. That's a very strong knight on e5. Not much I can do about it. And this one is... This is a tough game. Lord Jesus Christ. I don't know. He's 2268 in standard chess. He's playing like a master here. In this very subtle system. I think I better make a desperate attempt to imbalance the position. And then h5 from Mule, which looks freaking crazy. Really mental move. Maybe I should just play bishop g5 and say, okay, man, do it. Do what you want to do. Queen c7 here. Wait a minute. Why don't I play c5 while I've got a moment to do it? That position is pretty equal, but if anybody's better, it's me. And here, looking for tactics, I don't see anything. This has got to be winning for black. Famous last words. Of course, queen h4. Oh, man. Right. He's threatening knight g5. It doesn't look real devastating. And we've got our minority attack, but my a6 pawn's hanging. Clash Kid playing like he swallowed the chess encyclopedia. Bishop e6. It's modern move. Let's do a lot of opening research. All right. Now, here queen b6. Here queen b6. Yeah, this move. Now this position here, my bishop is very bad, but the rest of my position is good, I guess. Maybe we can live with it and just try to improve the rest of it. It's a bit awkward. Now Simul played h5. That's a really bizarre move. I don't know about that, man. I mean, that looks really strange. Could play bishop back to c1. Regroup. Try regrouping. Unfortunately, we are suffering from time pressure already. Not even reached the 2-hour mark yet. This is a very good game for black. But I don't really know what to do here. Let's put our bishop back where it's safe. And I guess it's trying to trade everything off. Maybe I should avoid that, honestly. I don't have to trade rooks. We can, actually, if I do this... Yeah, it's okay. So we don't have to trade rooks there. This position, I have rook a8 and snap on a2. That might be better than the other options. Wow, Cosine again didn't take his knight out of, his queen out of the pin. I have knight d5 here. And some knight takes c7 checks. And all sorts of nasty tactics. Knight d5, queen a5 he has. Then it's like crazy. I have bishop e c7, knight, or rook takes d5. That's weird. A very provocative move, rook d8. Bishop f6, fine. That'll teach me. I guess I'll play queen d2 and complete my development. I could certainly take on f6 as well. This is pretty bizarre. Now we're getting our rook in the game with a strong attack against SXPG. Alright, now this one is getting pretty bizarre too. Like knight e5. Trying to move a little bit faster. I was thinking bishop e3 here. Also knight e3. Bishop e3, sorry. Lilienthal. I'm only a tiny bit better there. And I don't want to give him any counterplay in this game. This guy is 1837. 1500 in bullet, but he's hanging on like a dog here. Never found a clear win. Nothing really. He's got a really good blockade going on. Looks like he's gonna play knight takes c4. What can I do about it? I have to play bishop f1. That's grotesque. And then this game, which is really scary, a4. Not so scary move. Alright, Sol T go. It's just like the London system, man. It's so gross. I was liking the b4 square. h4. Total maniac. This is hard to believe. Maybe I play h3 now. This is not, oh man, another maniac move. h5 and you're castled kingside. I don't think so, man. It looks really insane. If you weren't castled kingside, I could kind of understand. Looks like I'm gonna win a pawn here. No immediate win here. I can win a pawn. Knight takes d3. I guess winning a pawn could be an immediate win in some circumstances. So this one, circumstances involving this pawn are kind of bizarre. He'll probably save it though. I mean, I think this will boil down to being like equal. Unfortunately, I don't know that I have enough. Alright, man. Alright. F4. Aight. Now I wanted to relocate my knight on this map. We're just winning a pawn. Rook takes b2. And now Francesco, if I only had a good move. I have knight takes f3, e5, knight takes h2. With hidden threats. Alright, he played a4. I think I'm gonna have to play a5 myself. That's just not gonna happen. And all my pawns are on the wrong color there, which is bad, but we can live with it. This also not the most inspiring advantage for me. Knight a5 from Snowball, which is obviously part of his program. I don't know, man. I mean, I've lost quite a few games against this guy supposedly from Uganda. I didn't think he was from Uganda. I thought he was from like Turkey, and he changed it. I don't think he's really from Uganda. That's not true. Knight e5. We're gonna chop him off. Maybe I could play bishop takes f6 though. I could take on h4. Maybe if I had more guts and actually took on h4 here. I'm trying to move faster because we don't have that much time. Ape and Super Shape, I don't think engines are being used. Well, I'm sure that people have, okay? I'm certain of that, but in this particular simul, and it doesn't happen that often in an unrated simul, it happens. I don't suspect anyone in particular here today. Jesus. I did not even see that move. That's the second sick oversight of the day today. Alright. Rook a2. That's a pretty strange move from internet chess. We don't get a lot of blunders coming our way. But I'm going to take it because it gives me a little bit of freedom to breathe. Okay, it looks like Arsenal fan is gonna lose something here. But what and where and when is the key question. e5 maybe would be the simplest. I don't really want to like jeopardize my giving up my white squares, like giving up my white square bishop. So knight bishop f6 now. This is pretty tricky. This guy is I think really tough for after playing a really ugly looking opening. I mean, just thinking that Jane Peskov was not a strong player, but it just goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. He's defended really tough. Okay, Clash Kid h4, really? You're gonna like sack a piece on me with no pieces on the board here? h4, g4, knight takes g4, h takes g4, queen takes g4, check, king h1. Black resigns. Okay, I like it. Let's see. h6. Bishop takes e5, avoiding the exchange of bishops. This looks pretty dangerous for me. I think I'm gonna have to just pull the trigger and call his bluff by capturing something around here. Bishop takes h4. f4 now he has. With chaos. f4. I could play f4. Check, king h2, pawn takes g3, king takes g3. With insanity. Alright, man. I'm not afraid of insanity. Now, Jian's like took 8 years to play his last move. Which we occasionally get people who are like trying to win on time by not making a move. Till I like get in really bad time pressure. Thank you for the game. We got lucky there on another board. Now, again, cosine, it seems to have some kind of obsession with not moving his queen. But I think it's reached the point now where he's asking for trouble. It's really looking like, why is he leaving his queen open to another discovery at this point? That looks like he's going to take on f4 with tempo. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I don't care if you take my bishop on f4. I mean, there are other issues in the position too. Knight d5. Knight takes f4. Knight takes f4. Bishop g5. Time is an issue here, unfortunately. I have knight g5 here. Or knight e4 followed by knight g5. Where is he putting his queen? Knight d5. It doesn't really do anything, does it? Just using a lot of time, basically. I like that his knight is on h5. It's very tempting to play bishop c7. Then he has rook d7. Then I don't have any discoveries. Seriously? Though putting his rook on d7 looks kind of funny. Knight d4. Pawn takes d4. He has knight d4 now. This looks like a computer move. I just don't know what to do. This guy's 24-10 in standard. It's extremely high. Why leave the queen on priest for so long? I don't know what to do. Just gonna make a move. Alright, rook c8 is normal here. This is extremely disgusting when people take back with a c-pawn in the London system. It's the normal idea is to take the other way, and it's an interesting and dynamic position, but this taking back with the c-pawn is like white's trying to draw or something. It's very annoying. I don't know what to do. I mean, sack a pawn with like b5 or something. Bishop d5. My bishop's technically stronger than his bishop in this position. I don't know. Just don't see anything for me. Knight d5 and f5, I guess. It's an extremely aggressive plan, kind of risky. Here I just wasted a tempo, allowing that rook exchange, which was extremely dumb. Now black played a6. He's 1300, but he's playing much better than 1300. Okay. This looks like a win. Super Sebi made that terrible blunder early on. Okay, king h2. Getting really, really low on time. And this is an irritating move. My opponent found here. Maybe rook b8. Extremely uncompromising player. Hang my sack. I think I have a good move. Now black's getting a little bit passive, but still he's so solid here. I just don't know what to do. This is really ridiculously solid for black. Okay. This does look a little strange. Yeah, so I'm prepared to give my pawn back in this game with a5 at some point. It's the basic idea. Maybe I should just do it. Be done with it. So we start to get into ridiculous time pressure. The other thing, man, this guy's playing fast. Alright. Well, I think a queen trade might be okay for me here. Alright. Should we play for a mate? Is he playing for mate? King is in the wrong place, obviously. And Basquiat fell for my trap. He thought for like ages and let me trap his bishop on f7. That's really strange. Now here we should be able to win a piece. I was concerned white might have a defense. Maybe he does. Does it matter? Like rook d8, bishop c4, knight takes d4, bishop takes f7, check, king h8, or rook takes f7, king h8. It shouldn't really matter. SXPG. We should have a winning attack here. Oh my god, how many rooks do I have? Yeah, this guy is always playing like God. I've only won one game in the last 8 against him. That's a pretty low score. What is his like blitz rating? Jeez. I think he would be like, he must have more than one account. That's not very many games. Let's see. Bishop takes f3, rook c1, knight e5. So we play rook fc1, try to attack. I basically wasted a massive tempo in that game, allowing queen f4 when I did. It was very, very bad. He sacked a piece. I don't understand, man, what you're sacking a piece for there. Alright, e6. It's nice to be aggressive, but you really have to be reasonable, you know? I mean, when you sacrifice a piece, you need to have something kind of concrete. Queen h5 now. It's all been planned in advance. Not sure who this player is. They should be a master, national master based on their rating here. But it doesn't say national master. I would say 2400 on lichess is a national master. If you're not, it's something like you should be. Man, that's just nothing for white here. Okay. Bishop f6. That's a super weird move. Maybe I should play h4 now. Also interesting is knight b5, I guess. So I don't see what this is what this is. I really don't understand. If this is good enough for black, then I don't understand chess, because you have 2 pawns for a piece, and that's just not enough. Okay. We're gonna get out of here. Trade queens. I'll talk to you later. Maybe I should play like bishop g7 first. Does it matter? We're getting a little bit low on time here. Wow. Okay. I could play f6 here as well. Alright, down to the 5-minute mark. I'm going to have to just start blitzing. This is just bad for white against monkey. Here we play g5. He's got some perverse way of getting out of this, like? Are you kidding me? This quick. Alright. This position is making my head spin now. But it looks good for white. Knight b5. 2 knights. So he's going to defend this? Damn. Not a lot I can really do about it. Probably the game should be a draw. Bishop d4 now. Oh, that's a really irritating move. Really irritating move. Man. That is a truly irritating move. Alright, knight a5 from the 1300. He's playing this like a master. Very good blockading move. Well, I expect we're going to lose some games because of the clock, at least. Paschall knows to avoid trade of queens there, which is pretty good. I think that's... mostly people are afraid of master strength players, so they normally make exchanges like when they shouldn't. But this particular player, he's not afraid. I wonder if rook d5 is a good move. Man, I'm just getting annihilated. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to like sack a pawn in this position, or try to not get annihilated by force. Alright, f5. That was the plan. Okay, the shit is gonna hit the fan eventually here. So, I was surprised by this move. Maybe that's not good. h6. No good. Yeah, I mean, did you really plan this out like in advance? Seriously? Bishop g6? It's like pre-planned. Okay, bishop h6 now. I have to be careful. f6, I guess. Might be okay for black. Now back to f7. And I think we're going to try to trap it the other way. Bishop d7. Oh, he's got a plan for that? And I hope that this works. An e2 check. What? Yeah, Rich goes with bishop takes. Alright. Very sharp position suddenly. Alright, I don't know, guys. This is a really weird position too. I'm just gonna try to stay safe. I don't see what I've got here. h6. Really excellent positional game by black. Okay, so now g4. Now I'm going to try to trap it the other way. I mean, I can't believe he like saw that stuff and played that on purpose. Man, b4. Move 11 took a lot of time. I hope I didn't fall for some kind of trap. Here white has a combination. What is going on? Man, this is insane. Okay. E2 check, D2, D2, R2, D2, Bishop A6. Bishop A6. Okay, that looks like it works. This works too. We're cutting it close, but we're coming up. We're coming up ahead in most cases here. I don't know. I didn't want to take on c4 there. This is a pretty insane combination. The hang my sack found. I have no idea what's going on there. Double piece sacrifice. We'll try to outplay this guy positionally. Rook f7. He's got knight d5 just by the nick of time. Just in the nick of time. Alright. We're up a piece. This is an easy win. That's good. This is unclear, but we chased his bishop off that diagonal, which is huge for me. Trying to make some constructive moves. I was just not prepared to take that bishop on c4. A lot of tough games. This one in particular. It's like it's impossible to touch this guy. Like you cannot even touch him when you play against him. There's like literally no way I ever have a threat or even can like threaten one of his... I can't even like threaten one of his pieces ever. I've noticed. It seems like against this opponent. A little bit crazy. Alright, let's try to sack a pawn maybe. So this is all good. Our bishop is looking pretty ill on h6. Not a good place. So Richie did this, and I hoped that I'm okay here, but I'm not sure. And so now there's rook ac5. You know, it looks like really coffee house type of sacrifice that Clash Kid did, you know, that I would reserve for, I would basically reserve it for a, I don't know, blitz game or something. Okay, now what? What do I do here? I'm up a piece. But I have, like, nothing. Queen c2? We have queen c2. Queen c2 is pretty interesting, actually. I don't have a lot of time, you know. Alright. This got really insane, but I felt like Black misplayed his position here. He had huge chances earlier on, when I should really be focusing on taking this guy out. b6. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. b6. Speaking of b6, maybe we can outplay Luciano like positionally, because he's played the game like perfectly so far. Or bad bishop. Bad bishop is really bad. Move 11. This was an interesting game, man. I like this game. Theoretically interesting. which we don't get a lot of here. And then cosine traded queens. I have a bad feeling about this, but I thought he was just going to win a pawn with bishop takes f3 there. Now, I think we're winning against Will. He's sort of paralyzed. Earlier he had some real attacking chances, but I think I got out of it. Luckily. Kind of luckily. Right, and now we have rook takes f2, which isn't that clear. Now hold on a second. We've got two pieces hanging. Knight takes f2. Now what's up with that? I have no idea what's going on there. Okay. We're getting really, really low on time. Bishop b2. I don't even... Now I understand. I just dropped a pawn. I see. Okay. Good. Great. That's why he did it that way, because he's just taking one of my pawns off. Right. Alright, I'm just bailing out on time now on a bunch of boards. I mean, I'm just making fast moves. This position is gotta be totally winning. Just an absolutely unsound sacrifice by Clash Kid. That's like a blitz game type of move. Here we go with another piece sacrifice. Now I've got to be very careful. This looks dangerous for me. Time pressure is ridiculous. Okay, bishop here. Right, I was just provoking some more weaknesses there. Hopefully. Now I'm just down a clear pawn with basically no compensation. This guy just doesn't trade queens like no matter what. It's interesting. He has no fear, he just doesn't trade queens against a much higher rated player. Okay, is there a check and a trick here? That's good to see a trade. Backward shouldn't do that, really. Trades are good when you're, you're down, when you're up material, in my case. Yeah, here. Another piece sacrifice, which doesn't really look sound. There is a check, but I can meet that. Okay, so we sacked a pawn against Snowball, who's like a extremely menacing opponent. And now this one, yeah, I wouldn't mind trading some more pieces. Actually, rook a3 looks really devastating. Never mind. a8, followed by rook a3. Guys, this is my last stream for quite a while, for a week. I'm going to be streaming from the US. There'll be another simul this time next week. Alright, I'm very happy to get the white squared bishop off the board against Luciano, who was basically going to kill me if I didn't. Okay, a bit of an awkward position here. He's threatening to threaten stuff. Very awkward, and I am very low on time. Objectively, black should be winning this. Up a whole piece, Let's just try to mess with him a little bit. Alright. Time. It's always about time. White has some tricky tricks. Tricky tricks. Tricky treats. Tricky tricks. That's a check. But don't play for time, guys. I mean, don't ruin your position trying to flag me. You know, if you're like winning, I mean, that would be a really sinful waste. We got a knight on d5, knight on f5 now. This looks like black has misplayed this very badly. And then I saw this move. And then queen takes d1 is interesting and complicated. What about this? He's got an answer for that too? Wow, he's got an answer for everything. How about queen takes e4? What's going on here? Well, I'm just dropping a piece if I do that? Are you serious? Oh my god. Wow. What about rook e8? Alright. We're getting a little low on time. Queen a5. As I said earlier, like when you play this guy's snowball, it's pretty much impossible to threaten anything. It feels that way. Rook d6 is a good move. I don't have a mate. Okay, bishop c8. Oh. Am I gonna mess this up for real? Wow. Oh, crap, I better play rook f6 before I destroy my old position. That's pretty horrible, right? Rook takes e6. Wow. Everybody's trying to kill me. Ooh, man. Queen e2, insta move. And I'm going this way. Against cosine, I don't really have much compensation for my stupid position. Down a pawn. I'm getting a little too low on time, but this guy is really irritating with his avoidance of exchanges. Just like moving instantly to try to flag me. Alright, bishop takes d5, bishop d5. Okay, bishop d5. I saw that. Okay, bishop e7. Queen e7. We just keep it moving along. Just keep it moving along, people. Move it along. Black's making no progress there. Oh, I walked right into rook takes h6 against Lilienthal. That's pretty evil. Walked right into it. You know, now I'm having a hard time really buying this. Always some tactics for everybody. Jeez. I walked into rook takes h6. Now he's got another trick. Queen c7. What? He gets out of it with queen c7. No idea. No idea whatsoever. It's interesting that black doesn't exchange bishop takes f3 in this game ever. Played flawlessly. Now b6. 25 minutes left on the clock. Alright. Yeah, I just have to go into this ending. Not sure what's going on here objectively. This just looks good for black. We're winning this. So we're getting like the same players who just move instantly and move instantly, move instantly, move instantly, move instantly. But they're not in time pressure. You know, that's really not fun. Okay, bishop d7, I guess. You got like 28 minutes and you're moving instantly every move. Like, why not think a little bit about your moves? We're playing like a 10-minute simul against somebody. This guy's play is just scary. Yeah, this looks like equal. No, he's actually up a pawn now. I'm gonna have to fight for a draw from the sick Mora. Alright. We got a really strong attack now against Luciano. I think White made a mistake there. Small one. And this is crazy. Just trying to hang on here. This advanced Caro was kind of interesting. Aldisto making strange move, Queen A4. I guess his attack sort of flagged. Flagged is like a good word. What did I say? White made a mistake here, but not really. It's probably. Probably I should play Rook E8 now. Hold on in that endgame. I think Jane Peskov played ridiculously fast for the circumstances. Now Richie is also super fast. Nearly getting mated. I can't break this somehow. Yes, Rook F8. Rich is playing a little bit too quickly. He has a tendency to do that in our regular weekly stream too. Usually his downfall. But I guess to let too many pawns get fixed on the wrong color there. Okay, this is over. Guys, we usually last... This simul usually lasts even another hour. No. Yeah, another hour. Wow, we've only been going for 2 hours. I felt like it was... earlier when I said something, I felt the simul had been going for... I thought it had already been going for 2 hours, but I was premature. Announcing that prematurely. Yeah, here now, we've got to play actively. Hang my sack. It wasn't really a great Mora, but he tricked me with a combination I definitely overlooked. As we get in time pressure here, life gets a little more difficult sometimes. Alright, that looks equal against Soltigo. Should I give up the file in this one? Both have weak pawns on the queen side. Okay, this is a... 2 pawns are too many pawns. My king needs to centralize. Wait a second, I have a check. I can't let him close the G file. Queen C7. What? Oh my god. Where did that move come from? Is this like a joke? What am I supposed to do here? My rook... Rook D8? D8 looks playable. It's like ridiculous to play Rook D8. Why don't I just move my bishop somewhere? He's threatening mate too. I can't do that. It's pretty normal. Alright, I have a move. I hope. This. No, that's mate too. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Queen c7, down a piece. Just about flagging people. Alright. But it's so boring to like just try to win on time, man. I'm down to 9 seconds against this guy who's like just totally lost. Alright, this pawn is gonna fall eventually or not? Wow, this guy, what's White's rating here? Lilienthal 1800. He's 1801. No, he's 1593. Wow. Why am I flagging against everybody? Am I really getting my full increment here? Oh, there's a pawn? See, he's even hanging pawns. He's trying to win on time so much. That's ridiculous. Oh, a tactic. Threatening that. So like a6. Jeez. White's playing like a GM in this game. Alright, maybe I should play h6 at some point. It's too weakening. I don't think I can even afford that. Yeah, too much emphasis on people trying to win on time against me. They're even like blatantly playing bad moves to try to do it. It's really sort of disappointing. This one's actually pretty tough now. Alright, here. Oh, I blundered. Nice. Nice. Alright, e3. Okay, what's the trick? There must be a trick. Why am I losing on time on all my boards? Am I not getting 30 seconds per move? I don't understand. I'm supposed to get an increment? And I'm only like having to make like moves on 3 boards? Wow, he's got me. Hang my sack. Played like brutal combination in that game. Just trying to win on time in like an unrated game, man. It's defeating the purpose. What are we gonna do here? Rook c6. Knight h4. He's right on it. Damn, dude. It's a really strong move. Whew. I have to take that. What is going on with this guy? Damn. William Paschall. I held this still down to 47 seconds, but I don't get my increments, it seems like. I don't know, where's my time going? It's really strange. Let's see here, g5. Where is my time going? I just did what? Dropped a piece against Snowball. Alright. That's good. Now Black's got some problems. Maybe I'm worse here now. Okay, I mean, Backwitch should resign. Down a piece, or down a queen. Okay, this game. We're gonna lose some. Time control is just unmaintainable. But the temptation is just too strong for people to start playing for the clock. I feel like it just messes up the games. Wow, this guy. Yeah, this is over. But I might lose on time. Now I'm going to actually lose. I'm going to actually lose to a Yeste from a crushing, totally winning position just because of the clock, which is just insane. That's really ridiculous. Like, okay, enough said. And unmaintainable time control. I guess this is why the other simul givers don't usually do 40-40. But I want to play quality games. Okay, now Clash Kid. I'm going to trade pieces here. Lilienthal must have some combination I missed. Another check. Hang My Sack. It's a strangely familiar name to me. I've probably played them somewhere else. He won a lichess bullet tournament. Yeah. But the name sounds strangely familiar to me. You play on another chess site or something? He just got in ridiculous time pressure. His opening was really bad. He was basically, like, clearly worse in that line of the Mora he played. Not a real good opening, but I overlooked knight takes e6. Then it was a draw, but I'm actually going to lose it now. e5. e5 drops a pawn here. Alright, I guess I should just be careful. But Clash Kid, like, sacks a pawn. I mean, he had a perfectly good position and just sacks a piece. I mean, it's sort of a silly... It's fine in a bullet game, but it shouldn't be done in a simul game or against a strong player. Lilienthal, you know, he might have overlooked something. This was an absolute horrifying disaster where he was just crushed. I mean, my opponent in this game. What is going on? You're down a piece? You're dropping a piece there? Mate in 1. But this guy, you know, he's 1837. That's pretty good, actually. He played well, but too fast. He's got 20 minutes. 20 minutes left is a lot of time. Damn. Now, I was thinking here. This bullet rating's not all that high. Some chances to hang on there, maybe. This game against the Yeste was probably the most upsetting game. Saltigo just dropped all of his pieces in a really good position. He was nearly winning, I think. Wow, what is going on here? Okay, I have been like a million different pins in this game. I thought I was like... I am up a pawn. Okay, It's very nasty compensation White has here. He's starting to win a piece now. This is like a slow grind where I'm better, clearly better. And I think he overlooked this queen e8 move. But he's got a million pawns for a piece. My opponent in that game. Where do we go here? Rook c7, rook a7. It's very hard for me to make progress. Clash Kid. I have bishop c3 dropping. It doesn't drop anything. He has this nasty checks though. Maybe this is a good move anyway. Okay, this is a weird study-like situation. But now he's got lateral checks. They're finding this miraculous move. Miraculous. Rook a2 looks like the right idea. I don't know what other options I have here. g4 check. King g3 doesn't seem to help my cause too much. We go into the ending in this one where I'm clearly worse. This one he has compensation. This one I'm probably winning. I think White overlooked that. This one is unclear. This one I'm probably winning. I have queen to e3. This was my big idea, but I might have better. I mean, I really should be winning there. So, strangely, like, Cosine hung a pawn. I mean, when he was, like, killing me. I think he was trying to play too much for time. Here, I've got bishop c6 or rook e1. Still, it's hard to make progress here. Bishop d5, maybe. We can force an exchange of... Try to force an exchange of knight for bishop. And this ending should be really good for me. Yeah, this is nasty. He's got tons of compensation. Just tons of compensation there. This is really unpleasant for black. I'm gonna have to get very creative to save this, probably, let alone draw. I mean, you know, let alone win. Man, I'm like trapped. Strangely trapped here. I'd be happy to draw now. Maybe my knight should go. I have no waiting moves with my king. It's the funny part of this position. I don't know what to do here. Kind of paralyzed. Speaking of paralyzed, my goodness, what? What am I doing here? Wow, what a move. Okay, I don't think this is really the right idea, trading pieces there. I should be winning this slowly. Trading this is good. Black has excellent drawing chances here. Maybe I should take a passed pawn. Give him 2 connected passed pawns to get my own passed pawn. Interesting possibility. Risky, but I'm going to go for it. This is really hard. The whole game has been like brutal tough. Back in time pressure again. Gotta be kidding me. He's getting out of that too. I can pin him. I'm dropping a piece if I do that. Man, what the heck? crazy. How can I be in such vicious time pressure again? Man. B5 check. King F4. G3, King F3. Yeah, the pin. Played F5. No, wait a second. You played Bishop G3 check. Ah, another good move. Maybe I can hang on there. I don't know. Alright. Just in vicious time pressure. I feel like I'm playing God himself in this one. Literally. Oh, dude. What am I supposed to do here? You guys are good. Damn. I haven't lost too many games, but I mean every single game is like pulling teeth. I lost to Snowball, of course. But I think he's going to be like on a plus score against me soon. Snowball is really, really brutal to play against. Now how am I supposed to do this again? How do I ever get any counterplay? It's a bad move. I can't think of something to play. It's like impossible. There's no move here. With Lilienthal, get on the 7th there. What is this nightmare situation that's like occurring here? Lord Jesus Christ. He's 1600 bullet. Oh my god. Maybe I can save this somehow. Alright. It's kind of a forced move. I don't understand. I just hung my knight against cosine. Okay. Yeah, that's Zugzwang position. Zugzwang. And rook d8. It's an active move. I feel like I'm the one who's down a piece here. Like, what is up with that? Why do I feel like I'm the one who's down a piece against Clash Kid? He finds this move, this pawn sacrifice here. I'm practically in Zugzwang. H4, dropping a pawn from Monkey, which is lucky. Yeah, this is like basically Zugzwang. Maybe I can play rook d8 and sort of hang on for a while. The Lord Jesus Christ is not only extremely strong, he's extremely fast too. He found c5, which looks like it like wins by force. He'd probably just resign here. There's like no way to stop him. Just resign. There's no move against that. Better not to lose all my games than, you know, sit there thinking about this Zugzwang position. And this guy, like, I'm a piece up, but he's better now. With 2 pawns for a piece. Let's see. Maybe I can play like D7, King E7, Rook DB2 and try to draw or something. I'm getting worried that I'm like worse in this game. Okay, this is winning. At least I think it's winning. We've lost a bunch so far. This game, which was extremely unnecessary, is maybe borderline holdable. This we're winning. You're never really in danger in that game. Then there's this like Zugzwang game. White's like playing for a win down a pawn. Let's see. Take. I should almost have some mate here. I have the wrong color rook pawn, which is always a good thing. Almost no pawns left. Yeah, I lost every game, man. 25-0. That's what usually happens when I try to do this. Alright, let's not trade rooks. I'd feel a little better if I get the queen off the board, or the rook off the board, for that matter. Wow. I definitely missed that. But I can take on h4, I wonder. Actually, queen h3 is interesting. He's threatening queen g4. Is that a threat? Or is it just my imagination? Queen g4, rook takes f6. Not really sure what's going on here. f5. And this guy is fast. This should be an easy win, which is not very often I can say that in these games. Man, this is like... Speaking of playing God, we're going to try to hang on here somehow, but I mean, this position was an absolute living nightmare. He's got a forced win if I do that, the study-like move, rook d2. Forced win. Maybe we have some sort of defense here. Undeserved, but existing. Yeah, we're gonna clean up and win this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. There's g4 check. Like, we have some tiny possibility of hanging on there. Alright, in that rook ending. Just got my bishop trapped. This guy is tough. Yeah, this looks weird. I mean, maybe this is holdable. He's got the wrong... He's got 2 rook pawns. Queen g4. Okay, what happens after rook takes f6? Because I just didn't really know. What's the deal? We're going to need a king. Oh. Okay. That's alright. I'll live with that exchange. Yeah, so I'm having a hard time seeing, you know, who's making progress here. What the deal is. Let's say like knight e6. Yeah, I think knight e6 should be okay. Knight e4. With tactical tricks. And he's threatening my pawn too. This guy comes up with an awful lot of stuff. It's an active move and he finds it very fast. All sorts of forks. Maybe I can play rook d4 and still have winning chances. I'm just extremely happy to be alive in this game. I thought I was basically like dead. I mean, still I'm probably worse. But at least, you know, at least it's not clear. What is the deal with this? I'm not really sure. Man, what was the last position where he played king g3? Rook g2? c4? I like that move. Breaking up his structure. Right, I saw that. I guess now he's gonna torture me for this wonderful game. Maybe my pawns should move too. Just kind of unbelievable nasty game here. Wow, he's holding his pawn now. Doesn't simplify. But he's not making any progress. I hung a full piece in one game. Wait, what's going on? Okay, if I take... You play rook a5, I take check. Could this be a miscalculation? Oh, I'm in check, duh. Alright. Never mind. Right. Okay, king f6. Oh, king f4. Aha, so he's got an answer for everything. I think. Yeah. Just takes him a while to see it. Yeah. Alright, that's a check. Now you're gonna walk my king up, or what? I guess it just likes being able to play for a win. Torturing, you know. He had an awful position before. Cosine, I don't understand why you would leave your queen, you know, hanging like that for so many moves. I mean, it's just very strange. It's very strange, you know, thing to do. I mean, you're just asking for trouble. It's hardly surprising that I had a win, you know, but I didn't have time to really calculate. Okay, check. What am I doing here? Yeah, maybe I should play b4. Just go for it. Let's go for it. Crazy. I don't know what White is doing in this game anymore. Just seems like he's messing around. Having fun, like. Okay, now maybe I play f4 check. Go for the other passed pawn on the other side. The other brother, Daryl. Alright. Yeah, this is now kind of clear what's going on. Maybe I like black better after he let me escape. I think I'm starting to like black better now. Yeah, I'd rather be down a pawn and be black now. Maybe we can play for a win, a pawn down. At least torture him in return. Bishop takes b4 or rook takes b4. I guess rook takes b4 makes more sense. The very dynamic position. Right. Okay, now I can re-coordinate. Is that a word? Re-coordinate. To coordinate again. Guys, this is my last simul for a while. It'll be next week. Well, yeah, I mean... Well, either way, he's going to be dropping a pawn here no matter what I do. Alright, I am damn close to like promoting in this one. D7 doesn't work still. This guy is really disturbing me. Rook D5, we start setting up some threats. Now white's tied down to the H pawn, and we try to get another pawn on the other side. Bishops are good from a distance. And this is a crazy position. Sure. What's objectively going on here? It's really insane. I don't like his bishop on F5. I think that has to go. Don't you guys agree? But where should it go? Okay. How about... tactical move. Rook H5? Now that can't be right. I must have missed something. And now we try to get on the 7th and play for mate. Oh, that's the trick, right. But it doesn't work. You had that before. Yeah, now I think we're real close to winning. Larson like rook pawns. I think hang my sack messed this up. Sort of sad but true. Wow, an exchange sacrifice. I don't think so. Not today. I'm like down a pawn and better now. I have bishop E3. Onto the 7th. And this A pawn is looking pretty sick. Everybody's favorite weakness is the endgame. You guys make me look like an endgame wizard. Which I'm actually not. I'm okay. I'm probably a little above average. Average or above average for my level. But it's the one part of the game where most players under master level are frequently very weak. Now we've got him tied down here, and I think we're better. Still, it's a far cry from winning, but it's a try. He had that trick. Oh, master. What is going on around here? In this opposite color bishop endgame, there's really no way I should lose. But it is possible. I don't know what to play here. Rook B5. Yeah, but rook pawns need a lot of distance. My king has to be cut off by a long distance. If I do this though, am I gonna put myself in some strange situation? Like rook A there, check, king there. Not really. Alright. We're gonna start eating pawns and playing for mate. We escaped that very deadly situation against Ayeste. Bishop there takes, bishop takes there, and that should be it. We can just trade down with our last pawn there. Holy crap. I completely blundered. It's a bad one. It's real bad. This could cost me half a point. Oh my gosh. Okay, bishop c5, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, knight takes a5, bishop takes a4. I'm still better. And that's a devastating blunder. Holy crap. Yeah, maybe maybe I should play bishop e7, knight takes b6, bishop d8, and then knight c4, and then snap it off. Oh no, then there's a fork on c5 at the end of the day. Wow. Okay. I don't think I'm even winning anymore. I mean, I could be. It's really touch and go. And this is a crazy position. I don't know what to do here. Okay, this is not confusing. How many games do I have left, guys? We should be done in about 20 minutes. This is going to be a mate. Fortunately. Alright, so. Those A-pawns are a little scary, though. What's the easiest way to do this? Maybe G5? It's all becoming clear now. This we can do some torture in that position. I messed this up, but still I might be winning. Let's see. There's a number of ways to draw this. Probably the easiest one would be to cut off his king. So like rook d8. Cut off his king. I'm in the square of the pawn. Yeah, this is really crazy. And both Aldisto and I don't have a lot of time. b5 pawn sacrifice. Pawn takes pawn a4. That looks hard to me. It seems like that should be winning. Okay, now I'm not saying I can win this position, obviously. It's probably not, but at least I can try. Wow. Bishop f5. Highly precise endgame. I should be able to at least like reach rook versus rook and bishop in this this master endgame player. f3. Should I just trade off my extra pawn, try to draw, or play g3, keep the useless pawns? I don't know. Actually, if I play g3, he has f3, g3. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Alright. Alright, there's a check. And then a4. Okay, this is obviously winning. I've got no more checks, and he's threatening g5 as well. It's kind of disturbing. He's got like rook d4 check, king f5. Fortunately for me. It's close. Okay, so the magic mushroom. We're gonna take this and see if we can sort of imagine some way to win here, even though there's a pawn down for me. It could happen, I guess. Most likely not. But anyway, we can't lose, at least. We can, though. I know I can do it. Look at this move, rook d5 he found. Highly disturbing. Highly disturbing move. He's so fast, too. Damn. Rook e7. Rook takes g5, king h4. Are you kidding me? Rook h5 I'm gonna have to play. This is unbelievable. I don't know what to do there. Looks like I'm in near Zugzwang against endgame Maestro. Alright, eventually you're going to drop a pawn here. Don't I have bishop takes b6, knight takes b6, a3? No, then you have this knight a4, a2, knight c5 check. Oh, that's cute. It's really cute, dude. But I can play bishop takes b6. I can play a3, b7, a2. Jeez. Can I get some counterplay? It's like Zugzwang. Right. Monkey pushing wood. Oh, he's got a move there too. Isn't that convenient? F4. Just happened to have that. Another check. I didn't make a move because I could swear I made a move there. That's really weird. Now he has rook g7. He forces an exchange of rooks there. Damn, dude. That's pretty amazing. I don't think this is interesting enough. You know, that's the problem. Well, first of all, that bishop's got to go. You know, I don't like your bishop on f5. Not a whole lot. Seems like there ought to be a way to do this. Or do something at least. Let's just move back here and think about it. a3, knight takes c5. Okay, I can take the pawn. I guess I have to. Master has this. Grandmaster draw. Oh, he's playing for a win. I see. He's playing for a win here. This guy, man. Yeah, you're like 1300 or okay, 1600. Oh my god. The thing that impresses me most about William Paschall is not even his play, but his speed of play. You know, like how fast he would find good moves. While everyone else had to use like down to their last minute, he's been, you know, never ever having an issue with time. I guess this is just a draw. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to win here. So, now in this case, I don't think we had the same problem. White is probably losing here. Actually, I should probably push this pawn up. I don't know, a3 looks good. Oh shit, he played b4. I didn't think that would even happen. Wow. That is an excellent move. Takes, king takes, knight e6. Maybe I'm just a little too impatient there. I mean, I gotta believe that this is a draw somehow, but I'm not so convinced. Not so convinced. I don't really want to trade rooks. Somewhere, that's not gonna help. I mean, what's the deal with this endgame, by the way? Well, I think I can trade rooks, probably. Not convinced, actually. Maybe I'm lost there. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's only chess. I could just push the pawn. Perhaps. I'm not sure if Ayeste should have exchanged pawns. I mean, I guess it makes sense to exchange pawns. Did I blunder or something? I don't think so. I mean, I think this is a win. Just in time. I mean, this guy fought like a dog. Speaking of fighting like a dog. He's also extremely fast. Ayeste. Ah, you have that move. Aldo still played a4. I think that might be a draw, but I mean, if he doesn't play a4, if he just starts centralizing his king right away, I'm not sure I can hold this. But after a4, it may be a draw. That might be that might be a huge blunder, you know, if I need to play bishop e4 right away. That could be the difference in the game. I think he's like winning there. What kind of move is this he's come up with? Are you kidding me? Alright, I can't take the pawn when he plays e6. So I have to play bishop e7. I should be able to blockade draw this. Now it looks like a draw. But after, if he doesn't play a4, I'm not at all certain what was going on there. I think that the bishop, a4 was a massive blunder, like of massive proportions. Now, I doubt I can win this. Been here, done this before, but there are ways he could go wrong. Not really, though. He'd have to make a howler. E6 check, but I'm not gonna just take it. Like, I'm gonna go here. Threatening bishop f8 check. Okay, bishop h5, whatever. Should be pretty easy to hold this. Now bishop f8 check. G5 check, pawn takes, king takes, e6. I mean, it's not check, but whatever. I mean, this guy defended like a genius. It's not even a joke. To even find that possibility of doing that with like king h6, and he's been on like his increments for the last 30 moves. Send your abusive emails. Damn, dude, what are you saying, Arsenal fan Richie? He just offered me a draw here. What do you mean, send your abusive emails? It's not a good joke. Well, I mean, I'm enjoying torturing you, ISD. We check the other game. I want to. Alright, I'll make another move. What is going on with this guy? He's actually down to 9 minutes. Wow, thank you, Aldisto. You could certainly play on, but objectively, it's a draw, man. Okay. I didn't expect him to even give me a draw there. This is a beautiful position. If I didn't do something bad. Knight's not notoriously. Look at the accuracy, dude. He plays bishop h3 now. Damn, dude, now I have to do it all over again. c5. I have to go through all this again. But there's chances he could go wrong. Now, what is this, a fork? Some kind of fork now? Check this guy out, dude, and the moves he finds. He's like trying to lose his knight or something. It's just unbelievable. Maybe he can lose both pawns and his knight. If I play rook takes, he has a2, rook b8 check. Maybe I don't know, man. Can I really corral that knight? Unfortunately, I can take on c5 now, which should kill the wind in his sails. Now he's got his bishop outside the pawn chain, so he's playing for a win. Knight h5 check, king f4. Could be interesting. I like getting my king on f4. He didn't let me get my king on f4 before. That could improve my chances. We have just the 2 games left. Wow. Alright, now there's another check. You'd think his knight would be trapped. King d2. King d2. a3 takes, b4 takes. Yeah, but now... I mean, I'm not accepting a draw here. There are ways White can lose, you know, if he drops one of his pawns. I think it's normal to play this out. I'm joking about torturing him, but I have no risk of losing, and I should try a little bit here. Wow, another good move. Damn, dude is awfully accurate. He's actually got more time than the other guy. Right. He moved instantly again. Slight threat. Not that easy. My knight will get loose eventually. Yeah, I agree. Ayesta is a very solid classical player. How many games did I lose? Like 4? 3 or 4? He's not a computer. For sure. But he defends like his bishop is better than my knight. You know, he thinks he's like my knight is worse. Maybe this is just impossible, but I'm going to try a little bit longer. My king could also get in one more square in some positions. But the other game is interesting too. Can I go to that game? Yes, I want to leave page. I don't know. Let's go to the simul. Yes, I want to leave the page, man. That's really irritating. 4 losses, 1 draw, 18 wins. Hopefully nobody like signed out. I dropped a piece against Snowball. I lost 2 drops actually. I dropped a bishop on e2 against Snowball. I dropped a piece against Cosine. A very strange move I thought about for like 45 seconds. Still hung a piece. Okay, now we're going here. We got 2. Whoops. Oh no. This is a curious situation. I think that Paschall is lost now. Maybe not. Now he had his last chance. I mean, he should bail out with knight c3 there. You've got to be kidding me, dude. I don't know how you keep coming up with these moves so quick. I'm about to hang a piece. But he should have done it the other way. Now he might actually be lost. His knight is trapped. It's very instructive. I've never seen anyone dominate my knight like this before. So quickly and accurately. Alright, now we've got rook b1, b8, and we pick up that and his knight is trapped. Just by 1 tempo. Sort of a rough way to go. After all the defense that Paschall did this game, he's going to get his knight trapped. He had one last chance to like free it with knight c3, and he didn't do it, and now he gets his own knight trapped. Guys, I also have a YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. So check that out. I don't know why he keeps pestering me with draw offers. It's kind of rude. Obviously black is better here. And if I wanted to draw, I would have accepted the last one. But I guess he wants to adjudicate the position as a draw for himself. It's a little bit early. I'd like to have a little time to think about it. Why can't I get my knight to d4 or like b3 or like inside his position? It's impossible that there's no way to do that. My other opponent resigned. I didn't think he would resign there. He quickly realized his knight was getting trapped. Alright, I'm going to try for like another 10 moves here. If I can't make any progress, then I'll agree to a draw. You know, I could lose, theoretically, or come close to losing. I guess if I got my knight, like knight b7, bishop d5, knight d8, I would be lost. You know, so there are ways you could mess this up. But I think I owe it to myself to try a few more moves. Let's try to get to move 100, and if we can't make progress, we'll just offer a draw. What if I change my strategy here? I try to put my king on f4. If I could free my knight first. There's probably no way to do this, but I just want to try a little bit more. Then we're going to take off. Guys, we're going to be back next week at the same time with the simul stream. I'm going to be in the US though, so it's probably going to be around 6 p.m. Eastern Time, USA, and that means around 12 European time. So it's going to be late for your European players, but I'm going to be doing like a weekly stream from the US, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at a reasonable time. I can't believe how accurately he defends this. You'd think he would like be tired or something. Let's try one more approach. Why can't I gain a tempo or something? It's really weird. Knight c7, what did he do last time? Oh, bishop c8, right, I missed that. There would be some way for my knight to go, but there's no way for it to go. It's just unbelievable. There's just no way for it to go. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, this. Yeah, I mean, I could let him free himself and then trade another pawn with like f4, and then it's just like even more clearly drawn. Guys, also don't forget to check out my YouTube channel I mentioned, and finally, like, I appreciate everyone, and I would really like if people could donate and support via PayPal my stream and my YouTube channel. Even just a small donation is very, very much appreciated. Bishop b5 now, and I can't take, but it's weird. He's never put his bishop on that square before. Wonder if he's giving me some chance somehow. Doesn't look like it though. Knight f7. I mean, you never won a game by agreeing to a draw prematurely, guys. I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be any way to make progress. His bishop is kind of stuck there now. Anyway, I have no risk of losing. We're gonna try just a couple more moves. Knight e8, b6. Yeah. Problem is, that's fine. But he has like waiting moves too. I mean, if that happened, he'll play f4, and then he'll just shuffle his king around, and eventually I'm not going to make progress. But anyway, I'm not making progress. Yeah, I agree. I mean, knight a8 might have been... What did you say though? How did I get to a8 again? Oh, knight c8, sorry. Knight c8, b6. Yeah, he didn't let me do that last time. It's actually my turn. Right. It's a draw. This is a draw. If he plays f4, I guess I go here. His technique is pretty impressive, I have to say. Kind of scary. He's used almost no time in this endgame and played it like flawlessly. So, yeah, but he never let me get that when my king was on f4. Yeah, that was the whole point. He just never ever let me get in there. e5 check is even a draw. Knight takes king e4. King e6 draw. But that's maybe unnecessarily risky for him to sacrifice the pawn back. I guess he shouldn't do that. Alright guys, I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm going to play till move 100 here. And see what happens. It's raining again. I think it's the handwriting is on the wall here. He's getting his draw. Was this the London system? Yeah. No, it was actually a... What does Mark Hebden call this? It's not really a London system. It's something else. The Barry attack. I tried something experimental, but I had a better ending and then did something very strange. Oh, I blundered a couple of times in this game. Rook h8 allowing trade of rooks. But later on, I was clearly better and almost lost. It was really, really bad. Anyway, this is a threefold repetition of position. Alright guys, that's it. We will see you next week. Next week it is also going to be on Sunday. I think I'll put it on the YouTube channel. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, USA, aka midnight. That's not set in stone though. I might try to make it like half an hour earlier or something, or an hour earlier than that, to make it a little easier. Just approximately. It's going to be late-ish. You know, probably at least 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Does that make sense? No, 11 p.m. European time for the next simul. So it'll be like late for the European players next week. I want to thank everyone for joining me. I want to thank our moderator for not being here. No, I'm just kidding. Blue Crow is usually a big help, but today he couldn't make it. So we will be back next Sunday at between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern Time next week. You're welcome, Move 11. You're welcome, everybody. Good games. Sorry for the pieces I dropped. And anyway, it was fun. So very challenging, tough stuff today. A lot of tough players. I really appreciate, you know, a lot of you guys, or most of you guys, are like expert strength. Even the guys who are lower rated play like much better than their ratings. So you really put a lot of effort into it. And it's a long simul. It's a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Saroche, I'll see you later, man. Good to see you on the stream. Take care.